Last Week Tonight with John Oliver tackles serious topics with a satirical spin. The show leaves his audience laughing while enlightening them about news that affects the world.
For the first time, a team of refugees will be competing under the Olympic flag. One of them is Yusra Mardini, an 18-year-old Syrian refugee who helped keep the boat carrying her and a group of others afloat when its engine failed off the Greek coast. She's pretty incredible. Just listen to her describe her training regime in Syria.
Sometimes you couldn't train because of the war, or sometimes you had a training and there was a bombing in the swimming pool. So it was there, you can see like the roof. There is 3 or 4 places is open. When you have a problem in your life, that doesn't mean you have to sit around and cry like babies or something.
Okay, first, I am almost terrifyingly impressed by that woman. And second, when something goes wrong, I don't cry like a baby. I cry like a grown man. And I'll tell you why. It's louder, it terrifies strangers, and no one comforts me. It's better.
This past Sunday, Oliver took home the Emmy for Outstanding Variety Talk Series. John Oliver's here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And you asked to be played off.
I did,
Yes.
I did, because whenever you see award shows growing up, the playing off is always the fun part. That's when things get
how are they
really
gonna wrap it
weird.
up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was an amazing thrill to have a band suddenly strike up to remove me from the stage.
And you took all of your staff, John. Did you have an inkling? That's unusual that everybody takes everybody on the
Yeah, we
staff.
took them all.
And your wife, too.
Yeah, they worked. That's right. My wife was really an addendum to that.
Yes.
Les General.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, they worked so hard all year. We wanted to think of something fun to do for them, and lots of them haven't been to California, so they all worked. They had an amazing time. They went to Universal Studios, went on roller coasters, and now the fun's over, and they're back to work.
Yeah. And aren't you ready to get back to work? I mean, you're coming back at such a great time, right before the debate. We've had a big breakup in the news.
Yes.
There's lots to discuss.
A big breakup.
I think she's talking about the Angelina
yes,
Brad's hit breakdown.
Yeah.
Is that a source for comedy?
Not really. It's a source for human sadness. But we have made that a source for comedy in the past.
Human sadness.
Yeah. So, no, I think, the election is clearly the gift that you ideally would like to stop giving.
But it continues.
It does keep giving its gifts into our face.
What amazes you most?
About this election?
Yeah.
Just how dispiriting it's been on almost every level. I don't think at the end of this election anyone can reasonably say we did a great job, everyone. So it's probably time.
We made sure that America was informed on a basic choice.
I think just as a species, we might want to pause for breath after this election and look at what we've done.
John Dickerson was here earlier, and Gail and I were talking to him in the Toyota Green Room, and he said this whole election has been on a banana peel.
Yeah. One banana peel? He thinks it's been one, but this has been a series of banana peels, mouse traps, and trap doors. This has been awful. By any rational metric, this has been a disaster.
Donald Trump Jr. got in some hot water this week about comparing refugees to Skittles.
Yeah.
I thought about the math of it. You've done the math.
We did. I mean, it's a stupid thing to say by any standard, but yeah, just mathematically, emotionally, it's an awful thing to say, but mathematically, it's incoherent. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we'd done a piece last year when Huckabee tried to pull the same nonsense regarding peanuts, but it doesn't make any sense.
Can we just say something about your Edward Snowden interview? Because Peter Van Sant had a great conversation with you in the green room, complimenting you, because that's something that nobody has gotten so far. Were you nervous about that? Not about the interview, but being there in the circumstances.
Yeah, of course. I was nervous about irritating the Russian government. I think that's not the kind of thing which is a recipe for human calm. So yeah,
Do you have extra security passwords on your email?
Oh, we took in burners. We didn't take it. I didn't take in my phone or my laptop.
Yeah.
I just presumed it was going to get
You had
hacked.
people there watching the whole time, and what was he like with you?
What was Snowden? Well, he spoke in the interview, so he was very open.
Did he say, "Take me with you when you leave"?
He didn't. No, because I'm not a CIA agent.
When you do something like Snowden, is your approach simply to have fun, or is it simply to treat it more as a news?
No, with that, it was so complicated. Like what he's revealed is so important and so complicated, and he's an incredibly smart guy, but doesn't necessarily have the tools to communicate that to a wider group of people than experts like him. So we were just trying to find a way to communicate some of the most complicated stuff in that material in a way that would land.
My impression is he wants to get out of there.
Yeah.
I think anyone in their right mind wants to get out of there. I mean, he is in a real-life quagmire, so yeah, I'm sure he wants to get out.
And there's a new book out that suggests he gave a lot of information to the Russians.
Is there? I don't know anything about that or the sourcing of it. I don't know.
Time magazine is talking about the late night shows and how it's really changed the political satire in this country. How has it happened for you? How has it changed when you're covering this debate? And does it affect the comedy that you do in terms of the satire and how you play it?
When we're covering what, the upcoming
election,
debate?
yeah.
The election in general?
Yeah, the election. This whole campaign.
I mean, it's kind of, the tools that you work with doing this kind of thing kind of stay the same. It's just, it's been a particularly toxic election, so it's hard to pick through and find ways of framing it. That's the main challenge, is finding a way to frame a story.
Have some sadness about what's happened at Comedy Central?
In terms of
two people who succeeded both John and Stephen, are no longer going to be there.
the two people, Larry.
Larry
Wilmore. Who else is gone?
Am I misunderstanding that I thought Trevor was going?
I think Trevor, unless you are firing him live on TV now, Charlie, which is an amazing scoop.
Yeah.
Please don't fire me in real time as well.
We'll invite you back.
This really is like see Charlie go, and Trevor, you are gone.
No, it's not. No, it's not. He's not.
No, Trevor's still going.
Okay,
Larry's gone, which is very sad. But TV shows go. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about your Emmy win, though, John, because so many people, I mean, you really went up against everyone. And I think that when they called your name, what were you thinking at that moment? Because I think it's such a great coup that you did.
Well, it's such a weird room.
And tribute to what you do,
It's such a weird room to be in, because you're sitting like amongst the cast members of your favourite shows. So nothing feels real about the whole thing. So it's a very bizarre experience to hear people from television say your name and then Kit Harington give you a trophy.
Yeah.
It's an out-of-body experience.
Where will you be watching the debate on Monday night?
Yeah.
And with who?
Probably at home or in a bunker somewhere.
Yeah.
Those two, the line between those two is getting smaller and smaller.
With the baby at home.
Yes.
John
Yeah, you got a new baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We can call you
And we're
Hudson's
thrilled that
dad.
Trevor is still there.
That's okay. Oh, you're giving him his life back. Well, what a roller coaster for him this morning.
All right. You can catch a new episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver this Sunday on HBO.